Okay, Tuesday morning in the kingdom, and I'm keeping the me phone in the hose shack so it's nice and warm because we're at the borderline temperature where it will censor me because it got chilled and turned itself off or drops the volume. Maybe I should put a sweater on them. Okay, this morning we woke up to minus 10 Celsius, but feels like minus 15. No, it doesn't. It feels a little warmer. Okay, on the yo-yo scale, plus 14 Fahrenheit. That's better, but feels like plus 5. Yesterday was a sunny, warm day, so we shoveled and drank beer. So at the end of the day, I was kind of hurting. I don't know why. All right. But today, Amazon has my 5th book of my Winter Road series, which is called 15 Seconds of Fame. Yes, that's when I was on Ice Road Truckers on History, the channel. Yes, for my 15 Seconds of Fame, driving the screaming Ford. Right there. Yes. So, okay, Amazon has it for free as an ebook from March 12th to the 16th. 5 days on Amazon, 4 days on Sesame Street. So enjoy the book, read it, and it's behind the scenes or behind the camera because we're not allowed to talk about it, but we can print about it. Yes. All right. So we have a gifted flag right there, the bigger USA flag, okay? See the little space right there? Where the front of the plane is kind of burnt off, we're going to mount the flag so that when it flies, it'll cover that. So what we're going to do is to get the correct degrees and angles and philosophies, we're using the digital angle finder. Yes. So who figured this out, right? Who's the guy that figured out where 1 degree is, or 2 degrees, or 90 degrees? Yeah. Who figured that out so that you can figure it out and put it in a little computer? And also, too, we have to remove the battery so it doesn't keep on thinking. Yeah, we can't let this thing sit there and think by itself while it's in its its travel case. So that's what we're going to do today. We'll have to make the pipe, cut it at the right angle using the angle finder, and then paint it because we can't put it up on the green tank shed by the plane because the rust on the pipe will get on the flag. We found that out. Yes. Then we had to take all the flags down, paint the poles, and then put the flags back up. Yes, more beer was drank during that episode. All right, so let's back out of the hose shack to see the overcast icky day, which is normal. Yes, it's kind of chilled. It's a dampness because everything is wet. But that's why we shoveled snow and got the water to flow. Yes, and then over here for the Swedish kid. The electric furnace in the shop is keeping the chill off, but I got the wood stove going to bring the heat up. Yesterday I was burning some crappy wood and got that shop hot, so it stayed warm in there all night. Yes, hotter the better, just like the ladies. All right, we better get to work. We got a busy day today. And also, too, I was up at 5:05, old time. Oh, I hate this time change. The older I get, the more crabby I get. I'm starting to sound like an old man. Oh, wait, I am. Well, I better go. Here comes the boss. Okay, out in the shop here. After my intro this morning, we had the dogs out running around. This is where we gather up the parts and everything. They get their freedom to poop and pee everywhere in the yard so I can step in it or slip in it, okay? All right, so we got the measurements for the flagpole and everything like that, but we're in the shop. We got a slow burn on the wood stove. We got the fast burning core boxes kindling wood, mixing it in with the live trees, freshly killed trees over there. And also, too, we're learning from the internet and the YouTube subscribers and the Kingdom followers, okay? So we called the slasher. Everybody came up with a fancy name because it's actually from Sweden. So then I went to get the hacksaw blades out to take out on Sunday in case we actually had to hacksaw. And there's the name. I'm not going to say it because I'll screw it up, but there we go. Hacksaw blades made from Sweden. So I guess we're going to have to get a Sweden flag to hang up in the kingdom. All right, and the staff's going to have to polish the promo bike, and I'm going to have to drink those beers before they expire. All right, so over here. Okay, so how do I figure out the degrees and angles and philosophies? So what I did is went up on the flag tank shed there, or put the ladder beside. And the new flag is 46 inches center, and the angle is 46 degrees. I forget how we came up with 46 degrees, but I think I did a Google search and came up with that number and the proper angle for flags to fly. Remember, I'm Canadian. I am flag illiterate. We didn't have much flag experience, as you'd say, growing up. So the best thing for me to do, oh, I did this wrong. Okay, I'll have to hold the me phone with my other hand. To get the pipe here, this is the pipe we're using right here. It's 2-inch heavy wall pipe from the mine. I think we're repurposing it, reusing it one more time. So the pipe's probably 50 years old. I want 7 feet of pipe because I want that flag to be same elevation as the Beech 18, because the flag is to honor the ladies of WASP because they flew that plane when it was brand new in 1944. So to figure it out, there's a hole in the workbench. You put it in here like this, and then you go till you get 46 degrees, and then you take the marker. I've run out of hands. And you take the marker and roll, I would just say, paint mark around to get you the mark. And then you're able to cut the pipe at an angle using your chop saw. Ooh, I got talent today using my left hand. Yeah. All right. So now we're going to have to weld some a top on the top here, and it has to be buff smooth so it doesn't cut the flag. And then we'll do the standard anchors for the tie straps to hold the flag on. So then we got to get some paint on this and beside the wood stove. So tomorrow, hopefully on a sunny day, the staff can hold the pipe while I weld. Yes, she can hold it and I'll weld. Okay, that did not take long. So we always save anything we call knockouts or anything we've cut holes in and everything like that, because those little plates, oh, I'm hooked. There we go. All right, so they work good in here, and that's a 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch wrench nut or whatever the standard tie straps fit. So that's what we did, and we buffed it good because the flag will be, how would you say, rubbing against there. I can't touch it because it's warm. We're going to paint it right away. And also too, we have to thank the Kingdom followers, YouTube subscribers. The buffing wheels and stuff like that were gifted. The welding MIG wire in the, oh, we got to do the promo. In the Hobart Handler 100 is actually gifted wire because it's gasless. So that was gifted to us, and the spools and then the machine right now. So that works out good that these gifted items are bettering the flag in honor of the ladies of WASP for the Beech 18. So if I paint it now, put it by the wood stove, tomorrow after Zena's done her job, oh, did I call her name? The staff, when she's done her real job, she can come over and help hold the pole up so we can weld it. Okay, after lunch in the Kingdom, and the new flagpole for the ladies of WASP is over there drying by the wood stove. So most likely, hopefully it'll be dry by morning or tomorrow afternoon when the staff has done her real job. Okay, a couple of days ago we pushed in the Salvage Sloop, okay? And this is one of the first projects I started off back when I arrived in town. It actually was a scaffold skid or staging skid. And over here, we had holes cut in the side so the forks of the loader could fit through there. That's why there's 4 holes for the forks on the loader. And then we could carry it around when we were, tearing down buildings for scrap metal and stuff like that. So then after we were done with it as a staging or scaffolding skid, it became a pump shack. So we had a little steel frame on it. We had a pump in there for the diamond drillers. Yes, for drilling on these drill core programs or whatever. And of course, we never got paid. So we got this pump shack back or whatever. And then I think during the great lockdowns, I was drinking heavily. Okay, so then we came up with this little tripod thingy-me-bob here. But I have no idea why the hell I welded it so far here. So it should be back here, and this should be cut off flat at the back. Because if we went out on the lake on Sunday there and the cat fell through, this is what we'd come and grab to salvage. But it was in the shop thawing out and stuff like that. So let's finish welding it, because we have lots of gifted welding rods to get this project done. So what we're going to do is cut this off here using the plasma cutter, and then we can roll it around to finish the welds, or we'll do some more welds on it so it doesn't fall apart, because I just tack welded it, because during the great lockdowns we were, how'd you say, short on supplies and everything. So maybe we'll do some welding on it, make sure it doesn't fall apart, and then cut it off here, and then move it back here, and then we have to cut everything off here so it's flush or flat, so anything you're trying to winch up or through the pulley system up here doesn't get hooked. All right, and everything we're doing is based on filming. Yes, so we Should have had a TD18 in the shop working on it, but that's the problem. It's too warm out. So here we are working in the shop, and we were smart enough to bring this project in, how would you say, on the weekend. So it's been sitting in the shop thawing out for 2 days. And also too, we should be working on this truck here because we want it to go on a sleigh, and we want to drive it out of the shop so it doesn't have to come back in, because this thing's been in and out of the shop since, well, Christ was a cowboy. Let's get it done and finish what my dad started back in 1977. But I can't really work on this truck because the work on it is boring. So if we do something exciting outside to get some film footage, and then I could work on this here. So we're kind of in a dilemma with this being too warm and we can't use our trails. But it's just like the wife, you know, showing you the new lingerie that she bought, and now you're sitting in the bedroom waiting for her to come out of the bathroom in her lingerie, which is a long wait. So we have to wait out this warm spell so then we can get back into production and having fun with the cats and the sleighs and the Lynn tractors. Okay, I decided to cut the ends off flat and everything like that so there's less confusion like Father's Day here in WHO-ville. All right, so to cut the H-beam or whatever, I-beam, yeah, this is I-beam. Okay, we know that the plasma cutter, oh, we got to do the promo. The plasma cutter, ProPoint 38 Plus from Princess Auto. I had it cranked to number 29 on the scale, which is 29 amps, I imagine. Okay, I'm not an expert. Okay, so I know they can't go through the flange or the web here. So what you do is you drill a hole. But you don't want the hole in the center. You want the hole to kind of come out at the edge or whatever. But on both sides, I went right in the center of the web. So what are the odds of that? So I might as well go out and buy a lotto ticket because I've never drilled a hole in the center ever. And I did it twice. So maybe one of my local lady friends will come over wearing matching underwear tonight and I'll get to enjoy it because it's my lucky day. So as you can see what the plasma cutter did, I cut the top first, come to the hole, which is in the perfect center. You don't want it in the center because you want it, how would you say, coming out the side or breaking through so the spark of the molten magma or steel is flowing out. So we cut it and then we cut it up on the bottom. So that worked out pretty good. So now I can actually plate this in and make a little curvy booth down there for a ski. We can't have too much of a curve because we're not building a rocking chair. All right, let's keep plasma cutting away here and get this, how would you say, frame off. Okay, also too, we're with warmer weather, we have full hydro power here. Like we only have 200 amps coming into the kingdom right there. But when it's cold and everything is, how would say, everybody's using electricity to stay warm up here at the end of the world, Wilderness, Alaska, but in Northern Manitoba. The air compressor being a 3-stage with a 5-horse motor, I think correctly, it wasn't giving it full 5 horses. Like it was like 4.5 or something. It was weak. And same as the stove in the house, like we have 100 amps going to the house right there, and the elements weren't glowing red hot. I'm colorblind and I can tell the difference between red hot and, well, I would say orange hot. Okay, so now we're at full power coming to the kingdom because the, how'd you say, hydro generating station or the hydro lines or whatever aren't under load from everybody using it. So it's kind of nice to have full power. The air compressor was cutting right in and everything seems to be going better. Even elements in the stove for cooking lunch today got red hot so I could burn my meal faster. Okay, with the kingdom at full electrical power or hydro power, I was able to change plans here. Plus, I kind of didn't think the plasma cutter, the ProPoint 38 Plus, could get in back here to cut the welds out, okay? So I stuck the welding rod in to weld it, so I'd have to stick the air arc rod in to air arc it off. So the key to air arcing or carbon arcing is you have to have the air supply. So I have the 3-stage air compressor plus the 2 tanks, and there's actually a 3rd tank from when we did winter road truck repairs and needed the big 3/4 inch or 1 inch impact for the tires and all that. And also too, we were using the Ranger 250. Okay, so we cranked it up. We don't crank it right to the max because that's overload, okay? And this machine, I have 3 of them, and this is the best one for air arcing. It seems to get the hottest for some reason. And then over here, we were burning the 1/4 inch air arc rods, okay? So air arcing is like it says. Okay, I got down, I won't be able to get up. So this is the rod, it's carbon arc, and it makes a good pencil or whatever, so that's them when they're new. And this is the air arc or carbon arc cable attachment. The air goes in here, and then it comes out the little ports right at the bottom of the rod there. And this swivels. Oh, we got enough talent. Look at that. Yes, so you can blow it to whichever way you want. Okay, it makes lots of noise. It's old school, and it works. Okay, so it didn't take me long to air arc the welds off on here. I had to put the plywood up there to keep the air arc sparks from being blown that way, because these things blow pretty far. In theory, I should open the shop doors, drag this out, done it outside. Oops, I got the burps. I just had some peanuts. And then air arc it and then bring it back in. But I figured I was doing such small little area, plus with these grating here, it was controlling the sparks too, like it was blowing back on me. So we're quite confident with the plywood there. So now I'll stay in the shop and check for sparks or fires or anything like that. Be on fire alert. Yes, drink a beer. And now this is loose. Now we can lay it over to finish all the booger welds. I don't know what I was thinking back then when I did it. I can't quite remember the year. Maybe it was during the lockdowns. But I have no idea why I did such terrible cuts or butt cuts or whatever. Like, this is terrible. I don't think I was drunk that much or drank that much when I built it, but this is terrible, because now I'm a perfectionist and get a good, nice, close weld or cut for an easy weld. Okay, coffee time in the kingdom, and the wood stove is putting out just enough heat. How would you say it's not too hot in here? I can open the door for ventilation or the windows, and we have the fans going, but we have to unplug the fans for recording purposes, you know, so you don't hear the fans. You can hear my lovely voice. Yeah, right. Okay, I'd sure like to know what drunk me is thinking when he cuts all these pieces and then expects sober me to weld them. Okay, so these are the stuck rods from when we did the sloop. Okay, these are the three 30-second rods that got stuck, and we just kept going. So we're banging the flux off and using them as feeder rods. Okay, so they're going in there. So what we'll do is all the welds on this thing here will be flat. So I'll just keep flipping this thing over and flipping it over, and just keep flipping it over until my back says no more, and then I have to go get the mini hoe to flip it over. I don't know what I was thinking. Well, I better go have some coffee, put some vodka in, because we're ready for a flip.
Tuesday morning in WHO-ville, and it's just after 8:30 a.m. and I'm getting ready to head to work. As you can see, we have a bit of a sunrise, but it's hiding behind all the clouds. It's been so warm out. I'm sure it's going to snow today or pretty soon. That's normally how the weather works. Now it's time to head inside, let the dogs back in, and get ready to head to work. 12:30 and I'm just finishing up lunch. I had craft dinner today. It was actually pretty good. Also subbing the gym. I am the gym teacher all day today, so I get to see all the classes, and that's pretty good for me. I also get my 3-4s right after lunch here, so I get to spend some time with them. Now it's time to head inside, let the dogs back in, and get to work. 4 o'clock and I just made home from work. It was a pretty good day being the gym teacher. It was something new after EAing and subbing for the last month and a half. I already got the skidoo out. Now it's time to head on over to the kingdom and see what my dad's up to. 4:30 and I just made to the kingdom. Now I'll head on down to the shop and see what my dad's up to. It is pretty warm out, and I think he's working in the shop on that other sloop, so I'm pretty sure we're not doing anything today, but I guess I'll go find out. Just got the mini out. Now I'm back behind the new shop. I have to clear out this shed here, open the doors, and get it ready. We used to keep the tires in there, but now the quad and the welder's in there, and we have to get it out tomorrow for some fun, so I have to clear a path here and make sure all the snow's pushed back. That way the little quad can get out and turn around with no problem. Almost 5 o'clock and I just finished clearing a little pathway here. I widened it out a bit and smoothed it out. That way my dad can get the quad out with the welder tomorrow, and we can also turn around and do a few other things here. Now I'll put the mini away and fill up the wheelbarrow for my dad and see if he's ready. 5 o'clock and I just finished filling up the wheelbarrow. Now I'll put it by the shop and grab the shovel. Then I have to go over here in behind the King of Obsolete tank and shovel out by the plane and stuff so we can put up the new flag tomorrow on a new pole and everything. Just after 5 p.m. and I finished shoveling. I actually didn't have to do very much. It was pretty much packed in behind the KOO tank all the way to the airplane. Now I'll head into the shop and see if my dad's ready to flip over the salvage sloop. 5:15 and we just got it flipped around. We had to move it all back here because this used to be up ahead and that's not where we want it. So now my dad can have some fun welding and cutting everything into place. Then I'll head on back into WHO-ville with my dog treats. Almost 5:30, I'm officially done in the kingdom. It was a pretty easy day, just had to do some shoveling and clearing snow and that. Now it's time to head on back into WHO-ville and do the weather. 5:30 and I made it back from the kingdom and put the skidoo away. Now it's time to head inside, let the dogs out, and do the weather. 6 o'clock, and this is the temperature we're sitting at today. It's -5 degrees Celsius, which is 23 degrees Fahrenheit. We even have the feels like on the bottom. It's been pretty warm out there today, and now the wind is picking up and it's kind of getting cloudy out, so that means it's probably going to snow or rain. Now it's time to head inside, let the dogs back in because they've been out a while, make supper, and end my day.
Okay, 5 o'clock in the kingdom and I'm done welding. Now the staff has arrived just in time to help me lift it up into the vertical position because I'm too old to do that by myself. All right, let's get this project done. Okay, 6 o'clock in the kingdom and I went to the parts trader to get a pulley for on top. I put all those holes in there and we're going to use clevises and detachable pulleys or whatever. But then I got thinking, we have all this inventory, we have the time, let's weld a pulley on the top right up there. Yes, up there. Okay, and you want the front of this salvage sloop to be smooth. Yes, nothing overhanging or anything like that, because when the item comes out of the muskeg or the lake or whatever that you're retrieving, it's going to get jammed and rammed into here like you would not believe. So you want to, make it preventable. So I found this out of about a selection of 20 different pulleys and stuff like that. I chose this one because there's no material whatever on it, okay, and I can add the material to it. Any other pulleys in the storage trailer there that I've saved over the years has too much material around, okay. And the main thing is the hole is round, so if I base everything on attaching the pulley to that being round, and we keep adding. Also too, this is the deepest groove pulley we had in the inventory. Then that's perfect, because anytime you're playing with water and cold weather, this will ice up. So we want the cable to be down low because it's going to build up with the ice and hopefully it doesn't jump out. All right, let's go check on the flags. Okay, threw some wood in the stove. There's no smoke coming out because I probably smothered the little fire, but it worked out good today. It was warm enough in the shop for welding, and it's kind of overcast, icky day. The dampness makes it feel cold, okay? But that's why we chose to hide in the shop. All right, so over here, as you can see, that new flag is a little large compared to the other ones, but tomorrow by 5 o'clock it'll be back there with the Beach 18. All right, and here's the Beach 18 wings over here for the CFSDS, and that one up on top of the tank there is CFPJG. Yes, all right. Okay, let's go walk the dogs, drink some more beer, and make a video. Talk to you later.